Hello students, in our previous video lecture, we have seen about Cauchy's integral theorem and its proof for simply and multiply connected region. You can find the link below in description box. Today we'll see some examples based on Cauchy's integral theorem. So our first example is if fz is equal to z square plus 5z plus 6 divided by z minus 2, does Cauchy's theorem apply when path of integration is a circle C? Our first case is with radius 3 and center at origin, and in second case the circle is with radius 1 and center at origin. Okay. So now we see the solution. The given function is, given function is f of z is equal to z square plus 5z plus 6 divided by z minus 2. Okay. So it is very clear that the function is not analytic at z is equal to 2. Why? Because at z is equal to 2, the value of function will become infinite and we cannot find its derivative at this point. Okay. So function is not analytic at z is equal to 2, or we can say z is equal to 2 is a singular point for this function. Okay. So we can write here, we can say here that the function fz is not analytic at z is equal to 2. Now we take our first case. In first case, the path of integration is a circle C with radius 3 and center at origin. Okay. So the given domain is bounded by circle mod of z is equal to 3, right? We can say like this, because in any complex plane the equation of circle is given by mod of z minus a is equal to r, where a is center of the circle and r is radius of the circle. Okay, and in our case the center is at origin and the radius is 3. Okay, now we draw this circle. The circle will be like this. Okay, where 3 is the radius. Now it is clear that the point z is equal to 2. This point will lie inside this circle where the function is not analytic. Okay, so that means the function is not analytic inside this circle mod of z is equal to 3. Okay, so we cannot apply the Cauchy's theorem here, because for Cauchy's theorem the function should be analytic everywhere in the given domain. Okay, so we can say that z is equal to 2 lies inside the circle mod of z is equal to 3, which shows that fz is not analytic inside the given circle mod of z is equal to 3. Okay, so Cauchy's theorem is not applicable here. Okay, so Cauchy's theorem does not apply here, and we can say that integration of the given function z square plus 5z plus 6 divided by z minus 2 dz over the circle, given circle, is not equal to 0. Okay, right? Now we take a second case where the path of integration is a circle with radius 1 and center at origin. So we take a second case. Here the given domain is bounded by the circle mod of z is equal to 1. Okay, center at origin and radius 1 of this circle. So if we draw this circle, it will be like this. It is 1, and now this point z is equal to 2. This point will lie outside this circle, so the function is analytic inside this the circle, okay, or in the given domain. Okay, so here z is equal to 2 lies outside the circle, which shows that the function fz is analytic inside the circle mod of z is equal to 1. So we can apply Cauchy's theorem here. So thus Cauchy's theorem is applicable here, and we get integration of the given function, that means z square plus 5z plus 6 divided by z minus 2 dz over the given circle is equal to 0. Okay, right? Every theorem we have two types of problems. First is related to application of the theorem, and second one is related to the verification of the theorem. Okay, so next example is, if C is a square with vertices 1 plus minus iota, minus 1 plus minus iota, then verify Cauchy's theorem for the function fz is equal to 3z square plus iota z minus 4. Okay, so see the solution. We need to draw the square here. So first we understand the vertices. The given vertices are 1 plus minus iota and minus 1 plus minus iota. So which is equal to 1 plus iota, 1 minus iota, and here minus 1 plus iota and minus 1 minus iota. These are the four vertices. Suppose we take this 1 plus iota and we compare it with x plus iota y. Then x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1. So coordinate of this vertex will be 1, 1. Okay. Similarly, the second vertex will be 1, minus 1. Third vertex will be minus 1, 1. And this vertex will be minus 1, 1. So these are the four vertices of given square. So given square is, now we draw this square. X-axis real axis, this imaginary axis, that means y-axis. Suppose it is 1, 1, 1 here. Okay, so this will be 1, 1. Okay, and here this point will be 1, minus 1. Suppose it is A, 1, minus 1. It is B, 1, 1. Okay, and here the point will be minus 1, 1. Suppose it is C, minus 1, 1. And here the point will be minus 1, 1. So it is D, minus 1, 1. Join these points. It is a rough figure, so our square will be like this. Okay. Now we understand the function. we know that z is equal to x plus iota y. So dz is equal to dx plus iota dy. And the given function fz is 3z square plus iota z minus 4. Now we put x plus iota y here in place of z. Then our function will be 3x plus iota y whole square plus iota x plus iota y minus 4. Okay. Now we see the limits. Okay. So along AB, you see along AB the value of x is fixed here, okay, and y is varying from -1 to 1. So along AB x is equal to 1, which is fixed. So naturally dx will be 0 because it is constant value, and y varies from -1 to 1. Okay, because we'll integrate this function anti-clockwise, a to b, b to c, c to d, d to a. Along BC, here you can see along BC the value of y is fixed and x is varying from 1 to -1. Okay, you can see here, see, y is fixed, which is 1, and x is varying from 1 to -1. So along BC y is fixed, which is 1, so obviously dy will be 0, and x varies from 1 to -1. Along CD, you see here along CD the value of x is fixed, which is -1, and y is varying from 1 to -1. So along CD x is equal to -1, dx is equal to 0, y varies from 1 to -1, and along DA again y is fixed, which is equal to -1, so dy is equal to 0, and x varies from -1 to 1. Right? Now we integrate this function, okay, to verify Cauchy's theorem. So integration of this function along a, b, c, d, a, fz, dz. We split this integration like integration of fz along AB plus integration along BC for the function fz dz plus integration along CD for the function fz dz plus integration along DA for the function fz dz. Okay. Now we put the value of function here, right, which is 3z square plus iota z minus 4. Okay, so I am putting the values in terms of x and y because we have to integrate it in terms of x and y. Okay, so it will be 3x square, sorry, 3x plus iota y whole square plus iota x plus iota y minus 4 dx plus iota dy along AB. Same for along BC. 3x plus iota y whole square plus iota x plus iota y minus 4 dx plus iota dy plus along CD 3x plus iota y whole square plus iota x plus iota y minus 4 dx plus iota dy plus along DA 3x plus iota y whole square plus iota x plus iota y minus 4 dx plus iota dy. Okay. Now see that here along AB. Okay. We know that along AB what was we have? We have along AB x is equal to 1 and dx is equal to 0 and y varies from minus 1 to 1. So we put these values when we are integrating the function along AB. Okay. So here this will be integration of 3 1 plus iota y whole square plus iota 1 plus iota y minus 4. Dx is 0 along AB, so only iota dy. Okay. And along AB the limits of y will be minus 1 to 1. Okay, because y varies from minus 1 to 1 along AB. Okay. Similarly, along BC, you can see here along BC the value of y is fixed, which is equal to 1. So dy will be 0 and x varies from 1 to minus 1. Okay. So we put these values when we are taking path of integration along BC. So our integral will be 3x plus iota whole square plus iota x plus iota minus 4 dx, because dy is 0 here and the limit of x is varying from 1 to minus 1. Okay. Similarly, for the next term CD, we'll get integration of 1 to minus 1, 3 minus 1 plus iota y, because x is minus 1 here, square plus iota minus 1 plus iota y minus 4 iota dy, y is varying from 1 to minus 1, plus the next term, the last term will be integration for the limit minus 1 to 1, 3 x minus iota whole square plus iota x minus iota minus 4 dx. Okay. Now we will integrate these terms, and for first two terms we will use the method of substitution here. Okay. That means we will put 1 plus iota y is equal to t. So iota dy will be dt. Okay. So after integration, what we'll get? The simple integration, you can do it. On integrating, we get 1 plus iota y cube plus iota 1 plus iota y square by 2 minus 4 iota y plus x plus iota whole cube plus iota x plus iota whole square by 2 minus 4x. Limits from minus 1 to 1 to minus 1. And next, minus 1 plus iota y whole cube plus iota minus 1 plus iota y whole square by 2 minus 4 iota y. Limits from 1 to minus 1 plus x minus iota whole cube plus iota x minus iota whole square by 2 minus 4x. Limits will be from minus 1 to 1. Okay. So after integrating, we get these terms. Right. Now on applying limits, we'll get 1 plus iota whole cube plus iota by 2 1 plus iota whole square minus 4 iota minus 1 minus iota whole cube minus iota by 2 1 minus iota whole square minus 4 iota for the first term. For the second term, minus 1 plus iota whole cube plus iota by 2 minus 1 plus iota whole square plus 4 minus 1 plus iota whole cube minus iota by 2 1 plus iota whole square plus 4. Okay. For the next term, plus minus 1 minus iota whole cube plus iota by 2 minus 1 minus iota whole square plus 4 iota minus 1 plus iota whole cube plus iota by 2 minus 1 plus iota whole square plus 4 iota. And for the last one, plus 1 minus iota whole cube plus iota by 2 1 plus iota whole square minus 4 minus 1 minus iota whole cube minus iota by 2 minus 1 minus iota whole square minus 4. Okay. So on applying limits, we'll get these terms, and you see here that all the terms will cancel out each other. Like we take this first term 1 plus iota whole cube. This term will cancel out this term minus 1 minus iota whole cube. Okay. Similarly, this iota by 2 1 plus iota whole square, it will cancel this term iota by 2 minus 1 minus iota whole square. So all the terms will cancel out each other, and ultimately we'll get 0 here. Okay. So we see here the integration of given function 3z square plus iota z minus 4 along the given square a, b, c, d, a is equal to 0 here. Okay. Or we can say integration of fz dz over the given closed curve c is equal to 0. Hence, Cauchy's theorem is verified. Okay. So I hope this lecture was helpful for you, and if you have any query, then write in the comment box. In next lecture, we'll discuss about Cauchy's integral formula, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.